Still can't stop it.
What is up? I am Crypto Mason, and welcome back to the Crypto Mason YouTube channel. Shout out to the Gold Squad. We look for gold in every single aspect of our lives, and we always find it. Now today, we are diving back into the crypto market for another daily market update. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about vector space, Bitcoin, Ether, Stellar, Chainlink, a bunch of coins today. So before we get into it, make sure that you're following me on Twitter right there. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram right there. We're closing in on those 100Ks, man. Both 100Ks will have a giveaway. Moving on. So 1.96 trillion. We are getting close to that $2 trillion level. Okay, $2 trillion is looming. It is looming. 1.96. Bitcoin, $43,586. Like, that is just so good, right? We can see, like, this is looking good for Bitcoin. We're about to go for that 45,600 or 44,000. Basically, that box that I have there, that blue box above this blue box, which apparently we're done with now, right? We're done with this blue box. We've gotten past that. Bitcoin has gotten past that. Now we're about to attack the second one. And then the big boy at like 50,000. Yeah, basically like 51,000. One thing I've also noticed is with our bull market support band, we are almost about to, I think as this loads in, because this is like a lagging indicator, as this loads in, we will already be inside of the bull market support band. If you haven't seen this indicator, I got this from Benjamin Cohen, or Cohen, however you say his last name. One of my favorite TA type people. But he says, like, when we're above this, the market is bullish, right? And when we're below it, the market is bearish. So as you can see in this past, let's see, the past year, we've just been below it, actually. We didn't even touch it here. So we've been below this bull market support band, and we're just now about to get back into it for this year. But you can see, like, look, we're fighting it here, fighting around with it here. And then as soon as we break through it, it's just monstrous gains all the way up. That's when we went to 69,000. Then, of course, we broke down through it, and now we went all the way down. So it is a super good indicator when you zoom out to see what's really going on. Also, if you look at Ethereum, we're also about to break into that, into Ethereum's bull market support band, which is looking very good. Like, this looks good. I'm just scared that we're doing the same thing as last time, where we pumped around the huge Bitcoin conference and then we actually dumped on the Bitcoin conference. Because as I said yesterday, there's going to be a mega announcement there. There's going to be a mega announcement. So we'll see what happens with that. If we sort by the top gainers, actually we can zoom out to our crypto bubbles. We see that Axie Infinity is pumping for some reason. I am actually not sure why this is pumping, but we're up 25%. I'm bullish on Axie all the time. It's basically the Bitcoin of play to earn games, right? It's like the Bitcoin. It's the first one that was extremely successful. We also have Hex pumping right here, Cardano pumping, Dogecoin, OKB, so some peculiar coins like Hex, Cardano, Doge, and Axie is like a weird lineup, right? In my opinion. But basically everything's green today, looking good. I want to talk about vector space. Vector space is up 27%. Yes, I do still hold this. Yes, I stopped talking about it for a while just because there was really nothing going on with it, and the price had crashed, right? But this is getting a little run up here, right? I'm in at $1.50. Most of my buys are from $1 to $1.50. You guys know I did sell literally at $17. I believe it was around like $16.70 or something like that. On the KuCoin listing, I did sell decent size of my bag, but I'm still holding the other half of my decent sized bag. So this is looking good, though. I'm still a believer in vector space. It's just I haven't been talking about it for a while. So we'll see where that goes. That's at $2.39 right now. Zooming out to some of the news we had the tech giant Facebook / Meta. I believe that we should just continue calling them Facebook because that kind of stops their progress, actually. If you continue to call them Facebook, they clearly want to move on and be called Meta, right? So, yeah, that's like, you can keep them in the past and not let them progress if we keep calling them Facebook. They filed 8 trademarks. 1 for crypto tokens, financial trading, currency trading, blockchain software, virtual currency wallets, virtual currency exchanges, digital crypto, and virtual currencies. So that is a lot, right? That's like they're going head first into crypto there. And these were all filed on March 18, but I think people have just found them now. This is super interesting, though. Would you guys use a crypto exchange built by Meta? Like, this looks like they're gearing up to do the whole thing. They want the crypto exchange. They want the stable coin. We've already seen that. They want the DM stable coin, right? Didn't work out. They were paying back investors. Like, they were liquidating DM's assets and paying back investors, I believe. So DM is dead. Carpe Diem is dead. So yeah, so this looks like they're coming full force into crypto, man. And I can't wait to see how the crypto community reacts. They really don't belong in this Web3 environment, in my opinion. You could say that Web3 is supposed to include everybody, but I don't know about Facebook. Okay, I don't know if they have a spot. I don't know if people will accept them in, right? And I personally don't know if I'll invest in anything tied to Facebook. Maybe. Probably not. Michael Del Castillo says, blows my mind that if you go to the Goldman Sachs main website right now, this is what you see. This is on the Goldman Sachs website. It says digitalization from cryptocurrencies to the metaverse. Explore the mega trends that are reshaping economies. Yeah, mega trends is a perfect word because these are like, we've made it. Crypto has made it so you can't ignore it. As a business, you have to look at the trends, and there is a lot of freaking humans investing in crypto and wanting to go into the metaverse. It's just, we've made it happen, right? So Goldman Sachs, of course, Goldman Sachs is for the Matrix, right? They're gonna continue to push this if they can make some money on it. Yeah, that's real bullish right there, though. Big banks getting involved. I posted this on Twitter showing Andreessen Horowitz investing in WorldCoin. WorldCoin raised $100 million from 2 investors. So that means like Andreessen might have put 50 mil in if it's a 50-50 on those 2 investors. But you guys know what this WorldCoin is, right? You guys know what this is? This is the coin that scans your eyeballs. They want to scan your eyeballs or your eye and give you WorldCoin. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. They want to make it's WorldCoin. You got to look at the name. It's for the world. They want to distribute, look, a new collectively owned global currency that will be distributed fairly to as many people as possible. So they realize the way a currency works is a lot of people just have to have it and be able to trade with it. It just needs to be distributed to a bunch of people, right? And then they have a common trade value, like a common value to trade, and then they can use it. So they've built this orb. It solves the problem through biometrics. The orb captures an image of a person's eye or eyes, which is converted into a short numeric code, making it possible to check whether the person has signed up already or not. If not, they receive their free share of WorldCoin. Their original image will not be stored or uploaded. In contrast to many centralized services we use today, no other personal information is required. Wow. And it says it does preserve your privacy. So super interesting there. Andreessen Horowitz, if you don't know why that's important, Andreessen is one of the biggest investors in this new space. Like, their bio on Twitter is software is eating the world. That's their bio. So they're like a massive investor. Also, you see Founders Fund. If you guys want some stuff to do in your free time, go check out Andreessen's portfolio and Founders Fund portfolio. Moving on, we have Stellar. Stellar is expanding its remittance corridors in the Philippines in latest partnership move. Basically, Velo Labs, which is Stellar backed, and Philippine Digital Asset Exchange, that's PDAX, announced a new partnership to open a remittance corridor into the Philippines using Stellar Network. PDAX is a top digital asset exchange in the Philippines that enables Filipinos to buy and sell virtual currencies and assets. Stellar is making moves. Now, let's look at the Stellar price right here, and I'm going to tell you that this is a very good buy. This, if you get in at 21, let's say 20 cents, and it just goes back to where it's easily been, like it has easily went to 60 cents a couple times here, right? That you would 3x your money. So if you're willing to just throw 10,000 or throw 5,000 in there and just hold for dear life until that thing goes back to 60 cents, boom, that's how you make money in this, right? And that's a lot. You can make, what, that's a 3x on, let's say you put 10,000, that's a 3x, literally make 30,000, right? Then you can take 20,000 out, and boom, that's a new car. That's a down payment sometimes. But Stellar, I am very bullish on Stellar. I do hold some Stellar. Also, I want to talk about Chainlink. This guy put out a tweet saying Link has more or less been going sideways for 600 days now. Yeah, this is not sideways, buddy. But I agree, though. This is not sideways, right? $15 to, at the highest, we had $52. That ain't sideways, right? But I agree. You know why? Because $16 is nothing for Link. This is actually a really good buying entry, like an entry for Link. $50 is nothing from Link. I think it'll easily 2x from $50. It will go to $100, right? Many people predict Link at $1,000 as well. So I'm bullish on Link. If you can get in at 15 bucks, that's a perfect entry point. We also have Fireblocks and ANZ, Australian, or what is it called? Australia and New Zealand Banking Group. They teamed up with Fireblocks to create an Australian dollar stablecoin. About $30 million has been minted so far. And according to the bank, this is the first time a major bank has been involved in the creation of a stablecoin. So this is very crazy right here. Look what they say here. Well, I don't know why they're calling it a dollar DC. Like, how do you even say this? Why don't you just call it like ADC, not a dollar DC? I don't know how they say that. But it is currently based on the Ethereum blockchain, but ANZ said it plans to expand to Hedera and other chains. I'm telling you, dude, all the stable coins are going to be on Hedera. It just makes sense. All of the stable coins, like USDC is already on Hedera. Looking good right there. Now, we're going to play this final clip right here, and this is proof of why Ripple has an actual possibility, why Ripple and Hedera have a possibility of being used on the world stage, on a world global level, straight from Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve himself. Take a listen to what he says. This is about like private companies and the integration of them. Watch this.
Need to ensure users' privacy. So we're researching technological and policy options for a robust privacy framework. At the same time, a CBDC would need to be identity verifiable in order to prevent money laundering, terrorist financing, and other illicit activity, just as banks and other financial institutions currently comply with such rules. We also foresee a CBDC in the United States being intermediated so that it can leverage the private sector's ability to innovate as well as the private sector's existing privacy, identity management, and AML frameworks.
So right there, you should be looking for private blockchain companies that are doing digital identity, and one of those could be Everest ID, right? And just him saying that, he's saying we need to leverage the private sector. Ripple's a private company, right? They need to leverage the companies that are already out there for some of this.
An intermediated CBDC would also lessen financial stability risks that could arise from disintermediation of private sector providers, where financial services also provided by the government. Fourth and finally, a CBDC would need to be able to serve as a widely accessible means of payment for all transactions, meaning it would need to be seamlessly transferable and between customers of different intermediaries. In any case, digital innovation in the financial sector is here to stay, and we are clearly only at the beginning of this journey. Thanks.
So you heard Quant, Everest ID, Ripple, Hedera right in that clip. Love that clip. So that is all we've got for the daily market update today. Appreciate all of you watching until the end. If you're still watching, I love every single one of you. Make sure you're following on Twitter, Instagram, join the Telegram group, and goodbye.